Legends never die.
Hello, welcome to another video, and today we're gonna be talking about 6 USMNT prospects abroad that need to go to MLS. So, let's begin. But before we continue, I'd like to tell you guys to like and subscribe, because it is very important that you guys like and subscribe so you guys can never miss another video. So, let's continue. So if a prospect needs to go to the MLS, I believe it's because of many reasons. 1, they left the MLS way too early, or 2, they need some minutes, okay? And 3, they need some minutes against actual senior competition, not just some U19, U18, U17. Okay, those I'm not gonna be lying to you. They are pretty skilled players too, but playing against grown men, I believe it's more important than playing against some decent U19, U20 competitions. Okay, so yeah, let's begin. Okay, so the first player on this list is Richard Ledezma, okay? The player that you are seeing on screen right now, Richard Ledezma. He plays for PSV, okay? For PSV Young, he has been pretty decent, okay? Just like his counterpart, Dante Sealy. However, Dante Sealy is about to return to FC Dallas in 2023, I believe, or this summer. I believe he's going to return in the summer of 2022, I believe. Richard Ledezma, I believe he needs to follow in the footsteps of Dante Sealy. He's a little bit older than Dante Sealy. Dante Sealy is about 18, Richard Ledezma is about 21. So I believe he's not that young no more, okay? So yeah, he's 21 still. He still has some years to get at least something out of his career. But Richard Ledezma is a player that is pretty skilled, in my opinion. He needs to go to a club that in the MLS that will let him play some minutes, okay? He's a cam / winger, okay? He can play in the wings and the cam positions. However, I believe many clubs in the MLS do need them, okay? Because if you look at the best MLS cams, I believe Richard Ledezma is better than them. I believe he can be better than Christian Roldan in the MLS, in my opinion. I believe he can be better than players like Orlando City. I believe they'll be needing a cam. Like, who's their best cam? Chris Mueller? Yeah. I believe Richard Ledezma can go over him. Chicago Fire, they need players, okay? So yeah, there are many clubs in the MLS that need players like him, okay? And I believe Richard Ledezma is a player that he had an injury setback. Obviously, I wouldn't like to call him injury prone yet, but hopefully he's not injury prone, okay? So yeah, it's too early into his career for him to be that, okay? So yeah. Let's continue. So the next player on this list is Alex Borto. He is a player on Fulham's academy, okay? I've seen him play here and there for Fulham, okay? For Fulham's academy, obviously not the senior team, but Fulham. Fulham's a U19 team, I believe. He's pretty decent. When it comes to shot stopping, he's really good, okay? His ball movement, he's better than most of our goalkeepers. If you look at other American Polish talents like Gabriel Slonina, and obviously you can see that he's a player that needs to be that can have similar success. I believe he can. Because Chicago Fire had a pitiful academy, and if they can produce a player like Gabriel Slonina, I believe a player that comes from Fulham and goes to the MLS for a bit, I believe he can thrive over there. And let's say he can get some minutes, and then he can get a launch pad back to Europe. Let's say to some Dutch or Belgian club, and boom, he can be a decent level European goalkeeper. Okay, so now let's go to the next player. The next player on this list is Malick Sanogo. So Malick Sanogo is a pretty decent player, okay? He's normally a striker. He's very energetic. He's a pretty good finisher. However, I believe if he wants to get something out of it, a lot of his career, I believe going to the MLS for a bit, for 1 or 2 years, is recommendable, okay? There are many clubs in the MLS that will be needing strikers, okay? FC Dallas and Orlando City are clubs that will be needing strikers. Not right now, but once they sell Daryl Dike and Ricardo Pepi respectively, I believe a player like Malick Sanogo can just come in there and just get those minutes, okay? He is obviously a very talented player who is very athletic, okay? However, I believe going to the MLS for a bit, improving on his finishing, Then going back to Europe, let's say go to the Bundesliga, since he is in FC Union Berlin's U19 team. He is 17 years old right now, okay, so going to MLS for a bit, I believe is pretty recommendable for him, okay, so yeah, let's go to the next player. So the next player is Chituru Odunze. He used to be from the Vancouver Whitecaps, I believe. Then he came to the Leicester City, okay. For a goalkeeper, I believe it is very important for minutes for them to get first team minutes, okay. He's obviously 18 or 19, 19 I believe. He's still really young for a goalkeeper, but I believe going to MLS for a bit and getting some first team minutes against average level competition, okay, on the senior team, I believe is really important for him, okay. So he can go get that as a launch pad back to Europe, okay. Can he start for Leicester City right now? Obviously not. Kasper Schmeichel, remember that guy, okay. Leicester are a very good club when it comes to producing young talents, okay. So I believe he is learning from a really good goalkeeper in Kasper Schmeichel, okay. So I believe if he can get some. If he can go back to MLS and show us what he has learned from a really good goalkeeper in Kasper Schmeichel, I believe he can be really good, okay, in the MLS, okay, and many clubs in Europe will be taking that into account, okay. Gabriel Solonina is getting monitored by some clubs in Europe right now, okay, and it's only November, guys. So if in November you're getting all these players who are getting links to European clubs right now, like George Bello, Carl Duncan, like Gabriel Solonina, like Ricardo Pepi. If it's November, imagine how December might be like, or in dead middle in January. Imagine all those rumors. So yeah, Odunze can really build something out of his career. Okay, so yeah, let's go to the next. So the next player is Sebastian Soto. Okay, Sebastian Soto is the second top goal scorer in the U19 World Cup. Or U20 that happened in 2019. I don't remember which World Cup was it, but he was the second top goal scorer. He was really good in that tournament, okay? He's a very good poacher, okay? He's not like most of our other strikers, okay? Who are getting more involved in plays like Josh Sargent and Jesus Ferreira. He's a player who tends to be a poacher a lot, okay? And I believe if he goes to the MLS, he needs to go to a club that will allow him to get some creators alongside with him, okay? He's a very good finisher because he's a poacher, okay? He's a dual national with Chile, I believe. However, I believe he will choose us, okay? He already chose us, okay? Well, I don't know why they say that. But Sebastian Soto is a very good finisher, okay? He is right now with Borto too, okay? Getting these minutes with some lower league competition is somewhat important, but I believe on the senior competition, especially now that he's 20 years old and he's about to be finishing developing, and a player like Ricardo Pepi, who's 18, is balling out at MLS, I believe he can be really good in the MLS like Ricardo Pepi and use that as a launch pad back to Europe. Let's say he can go to some Dutch or Belgian club or a La Liga club, and boom, he can get a pretty successful career. Okay, so now let's go to the next. So I believe this is the final player. Is it? Yes, Uly Llanez. Uly Llanez is a very talented player. Okay, he's at the VFL Wolfsburg right now. However, he is on loan at some Austrian club. I don't remember which name was it. He's in the second tier, I believe. Uly Llanez, I believe, playing against these lowly competition teams is not that good for his career, especially if he wants to advance it really far into his career. Okay. Look, at some scouting networks are really good. Okay, but some scouting networks will only take players that are cemented. Okay, and I believe going to the MLS and cementing himself a little bit, I believe that can be more important for him rather than just being in the second tier of the Austrian division, and thus hoping that VFL Wolfsburg will at least try to take him into consideration, okay? Uly Llanez should not waste his time, okay, in Europe, okay? Because obviously, all the clubs he has went to in Europe he hasn't broken out over there. So if he wants to break out, he needs to go to the MLS, break out over there, then show all these European clubs what they were missing out on, and just say, hey, forgot about me. Look at how I'm balling out on you in the MLS, okay? Look at the MLS is right now gonna be wiping out or selling a lot of their players like Carl Duncan, George Bello, Matt. No, not Matt Turner yet. Not yet, anyway. Ricardo Pepi, Daryl DK, all these players in the MLS who are balling out and just like say balling out of their minds and just like going to Europe. Look at Uly Llanez can ball out in MLS. I know that he's that talented. Okay, however, if he wants to get the most out of his career, he needs to go to the MLS. Okay, because wasting a time with Europe and just playing in the second tier and division of the Austrian division, and then just like let's say playing in young PSV or whatever shit is that, wasting his time. Uly Llanez needs to leave Europe and go to the MLS for a bit, ball out over there, then show these European clubs what they are missing out on. Okay, so yeah, let's finish this video. Bye. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.